It's time to update my favorite leather fragrances in 2025. Hi everyone, I'm Jolima and welcome back to my channel, Scented Moments, where we discuss everything about perfumes. So in this video, I want to talk about leather fragrances. Some of my favorite leather fragrances. Leather is one of my favorite accord in perfumery. And I did a video about leathers like 3 years ago. So I think it's about time to update that list. And also, I will not mention any discontinued or heavily reformulated fragrances. So I will not mention my all-time favorite leather fragrance, for example, Pure Distance M, which is discontinued. And I will not mention Tuscan leather. Well, not only because I don't have it, but also because it's heavily reformulated. Although I have Rassasi's La Yuquam, the best clone out there and the only clone that I have in my collection, but I will not mention it. And so with that being said, I have here 13 fragrances. I will not mention them in any specific order. And before diving into the list itself, I just really want to tell you, if you don't know, what is leather in perfumery. I mean, leather is an accord, more of an evocative accord. It's not a natural ingredient. You cannot really extract leather from the raw materials, so it's more of an accord, and the perfumers usually use that tan hides to create this sense of leather, and they use notes as styrax, they use notes as smoked dark woods, labdanum, castoreum. So they use these type of notes to recreate the smell of leather. And the leather can go on the suede nuance, it can go on a dark, rugged type of leather, can go into more of an animalic leather, can go more of a horsey leather. I mean, you have, or of course, the leather that we have more in the market is that feeling of being inside of a brand new car type of leather. So leather is really about texture rather than about the material itself. So I find it very fascinating. And with that being said, now let's dive into these 13 beautiful leather fragrances, all very different from each other, all beautiful in their own right. So the first fragrance that I have here is from the house of Gucci, from the Alchemist Garden collection. This exclusive line of Gucci, I think it's pretty much forgotten by many. And I mean, I understand it's very expensive, maybe not heavily distributed, and definitely not easily to find like in online discounters. But I love three, four fragrances from their collection. I currently have 3. This is one of them. And this I consider, although it doesn't have like leather featured as an official accord, but I do detect tons of leather here. And this is The Voice of the Snake, which, by the way, I love the name, and I love the bottle itself. Very beautiful, beautiful bottle, quite unique. This was created by Alberto Morillas, and this is all about oud, saffron, incense, and it's so dark, so harsh, so piercing and mysterious, dare I say, and more than mysterious, I would say more haunting. It's a very haunting type of scent. Yeah, it's a fragrance that can really wear you, and it definitely marks a presence. And this is one of those cases that while the leather is not featured as an official accord, but like the notes of saffron, of oud in here, really create this heavy, dark leather quality. Very smoky. And this is not for the faint of heart. Again, you really need to go easy on the trigger, but I adore this. It has also a bit of a sweetness. I would say that this has like a mildly sweet rose in here, but I don't think rose is featured as a note. But I definitely detect like a sweet floral quality being more rose. But The Voice of the Snake, fantastic scent, very dark, powerful, heavy type of leather. Highly advise for you to try this one if you have yet to. The next fragrance from the house of Andy Tower, this one is Lonestar Memories. Such a unique leather fragrance, this one. This really represents for me cowboy boots. This is the whole atmosphere around this perfume. This for me is a very smoky, tar-like, And for me, it has almost like a hay quality as well, although hay is not featured as a note, but this has like a hay quality into it with a very rugged cowboy boots type of leather. And this has also a lot of resins. You have myrrh in here, you have a bit of a incense quality in here. It's beautiful, really. And I would say there's a bit of an ambery quality as well, more in the dry down, but it's just a stunning scent, very unique in my opinion, and it's one of the best fragrances from Andy Tauer. I'm a big fan of Andy Tauer overall. This is definitely one of his best work, hands down. And I would say that this is, after L'air du deuxième Marocain, this is his second best work. So that says a lot. Great perfume right here, great performance also, Lonestar Memories by Andy Tauer. The next fragrance from a brand that I also absolutely adore, Francesca Bianchi, and this one is The Lover's Tale. This is so daring. This is a potent stuff as well. This is an extrait de parfum. This is a 30 ml. You also can buy a 100 ml. But for me, I just prefer the 30 ml of Francesca. I mean, you really don't need to go heavy on the spray. These really last for a very long time, especially this one. Lover's Tale is all about this very dark, animalic, castoreum-like leather with lots of honey, amber, lots of Horace butter. So you have this buttery iris, lipsticky almost quality with lots of peach and mimosa. It's a fantastic scent. Love the contrasts of the sweet fruitiness with the animalic honey accords. I mean, it's just beautiful. And of course, with the this Horace butter, that it's very present in all Francesca Bianchi DNA. So just love this one. Perfect leather fragrance for me, the best maybe of her collection. She also has another one called Black Knight, which I definitely want to add to my collection, but I would say that Black Knight is a bit more tamed, more mysterious, not as heavy, not as daring as Lover's Tale, but still a great perfume nonetheless, and a great leather scent as well. But to this day, at this moment, I just slightly prefer more the daring potency qualities, the animalic qualities of Lover's Tale. Next fragrance from House of Hermès, and actually we have two fragrances from House of Hermès. I think it's the only brand that I'm featuring more than one fragrance. But Hermès, I mean, it's known for its leathers, and this is one of their best creations overall. Not just leathers, really one of their best creations overall. Released in 2015. It was rumored that it would be discontinued, but I think it's still around. That's why I'm featuring it here. But I mean, let me know in the comments down below if this is officially discontinued or not. I love it. This one is Bel Ami Vetiver. So it's the flanker to the classic Bel Ami, which, I mean, I will not feature because, again, it was really heavily reformulated, although the current fragrance, the current formulation still smells great, but I mean, the shakeable bottle smells fantastic, and it's a bit superior to the current one. So that's why I'm featuring just Bel Ami Vetiver. It's a great scent, especially comparing with the current formulation of Bel Ami. I slightly prefer the Vetiver. It's so dry, and it's really like a dry, dark brown leather. Very earthy because of the Vetiver, earthy, slightly grassy Vetiver, and it's super dry. Very dry. This I consider this like a chypre, but without like all the maybe citruses. I don't see this very citrusy. I mean, maybe it has mild citrus in the opening, but to me this is a very, very dry, earthy vetiver, dry brown leather type of perfume. Stunning scent here. One of my all-time favorites from Hermès, from their mainstream collection. It's Bel Ami Vetiver. Such a gentlemanly scent. The next fragrance, well, although we are not mentioning Tuscan leather, but we will mention Ombre leather. Love Ombre leather. This was initially released in the private blend as Ombre leather 16 because it was released in 2016, but then they discontinued and then brought back like a few years ago in their signature line. To me, it smells the same. I don't find great distinctions between the original formulation and this one, and it's basically Tuscan leather but not as sweet in the raspberry. You still find the raspberry, but in here, but it's more mild. This is more about the same type of leather used in Tuscan leather, like you are inside of a brand new car, but with jasmine. And I do detect a bit more of a more heavy jasmine with a mild sweet raspberry, and then this more dark black leather like inside of a car interior. So yes, it's how I smell this. This also can be perceived as a leather jacket as well, like a dark black leather jacket. Very sexy, really fantastic fragrance. One of the best from Tom Ford currently. Highly advise you to try this one. Really deserves the hype. It's Ombre leather by Tom Ford. You have now the Parfum and the Oud Ombre leather. I just prefer the original. I think it's just the best fragrance of the three. The next fragrance is from a very dear brand to me. I really love this brand from Italy, a small niche brand, Rubini, and this one is Nuvolari. Nuvolari. Now, this is quite leathery, but is not like a traditional like leather. I mean, in terms of it's not like, doesn't smell like leather jacket or doesn't smell like inside of a car. Well, maybe a bit inside of a car interior or terry leather or any other type of leather that is more common. No, this, and the leather here, it's not like the main note. You have more things going on in here. This is such a beautiful scent overall. If I would be ranking this list, this would be up there. And it would not be because of the leather itself. It's there, it's present, but it's more about the scent itself. It's so good. And so this is all about engines. This is about race. This is about, and it's all inspired by that race, car race. So this is all about gasoline, oil, rubber, because of the rubber tires you have here, resins, tons of resins in here, including like labdanum, a bit of myrrh, I would say as well. And of course, leather, oud. It's so good. Smoky. You really feel like in the arena of the racing, if that makes sense. And it's very evocative in that regard. And it just works, man. It just works. Fantastic, fantastic scent by Rubini Nuvolari, one of the best fragrances of the 2020s decade. The next fragrance from House of Olfactive Studio, this one is Chambre Noire. Love this one, and I really love Olfactive Studio as a brand. I do have a coupon code that will give you a 10% discount on all of their perfumes if you reach out to, if you access to their website and you purchase with my coupon code. And I always leave that in the description box down below. But this is not about that. This is about this perfume and how much in general I love the brand, and I'm really proud to have this collaboration with the brand, to be honest. So Olfactive Studio Chambre Noire, this has been around since 2013 if I'm not mistaken, and this is all about plum, and I love plum in perfumery. And here is an amazing delicious plum, a bit boozy, although I'm not sure if they feature like a boozy accord, but I do detect some sort of a cognac feel in here. Leathery, bit of papyrus, incense, amber. It's patchouli, so good, but very elegant. Although it has all of these heavy notes, it's quite elegant nonetheless. Oh, and it's so wearable, very, very wearable. A bit spicy, a bit peppery as well. So good. Love this one. If you are into leather but you don't want like an overwhelming type of leather, you don't want like a very harsh heavy leather, I think this is a great alternative. Stunning scent right here. Elegant, a bit, I would say a bit more masculine, but it's one of a kind. This is Chambre Noire. And the next fragrance from House of Louis Vuitton, this one is Nouveau Monde. Nouveau Monde is so good, and it's my favorite fragrance from Louis Vuitton so far. And I have Ombre Nomade, I have Imagination, I have the other one, L'Immensité. I think that's it. And Nouveau Monde. Nouveau Monde is my favorite. Hands down. It's so good. It's so rugged. It's leathers. It's really a rugged, dark leather. Again, quite masculine, I would say. And I would say it's more masculine than Ombre Nomade, for example. Very smoky, very incensey, earthy. You have patchouli in here, and you have a bit of a black currant as well. Oud, you have here oud. They say it's Assam oud. And quite honestly, I do detect more a stronger oud note in here than in Ombre Nomade. Go figure. And I see a lot of people say otherwise, but for me, it's the opposite. I do detect more oud in here than in Ombre Nomade. And the leather qualities in here. Very spicy. You have a lot of saffron. Stunning, stunning creation. I would say the best from Louis Vuitton again. It's Nouveau Monde. Now down to the last 5. Are these my top 5? I mean, maybe. If I would be ranking, maybe these would be the top 5. And so the first one here in the top 5, we can call them, it's from the house of Naomi Goodsir, and this is the latest release of Naomi Goodsir, and this was released already like 4 years ago. From Bertrand Duchaufour, this is Corpus Equus. Very daring, and I would say one of the best works from Bertrand Duchaufour as well. Bertrand Duchaufour is very known for his incense, perfumes, and of course you can definitely detect incense in here, but this is the most horsey leather that I ever smelled. And I do have also Paddock from Hermès that also has this horsey leather quality with hay, but again I'm not mentioning because it's a it was a limited edition bottle, so I'm not just mentioning it. But this is, I still think it's even more horsey than Paddock from Hermès. It's brilliant, very dry as well. It's really terry leather. Very dry, smoky, incensey. You do have mild resin qualities in the base, but this is really very horsey, very dry, very potent, smoky type of perfume. Very authentic terry leather. Very authentic. So good. And quite animalic, I would say. It's also a bit animalic. Love it. Highly advise if you try this one. This is so underrated. Corpus Equus by Naomi Goodsir. And the next fragrance transports us to the ancient Egypt, and it is Anubis by Papillon Artisan Perfumes, a fragrance that for me was love at first sniff. It was my first introduction to the brand, and it's the reason why I love the brand so much. It all started with Anubis, and this was released already like in 2012. This is more of a suede leather than like a traditional leather. It's more of a suede, dark brown suede leather, but it's so good. And it's like the best dark suede leather I ever smelled. It's so authentic, and it's the main note of this fragrance. It's really the heart of this fragrance, but this also has a lot of incense, spices, resins, smoke. It's so evocative. And it's very powerful. Definitely not for the faint of heart, and it's not an everyday wear type of scent, but scent-wise, it's incredibly unique, very well done. And if you are searching for a more evocative, smoky, like more suede, but very heavy, again, very heavy suede accord, I mean, Anubis is one that I really suggest you to try. The next fragrance is really a true leather fragrance. I mean, when we are mentioning leather, or every time I hear people talking about leather fragrances, this is the type of fragrance that comes to mind immediately. This is a true, realistic, dark, I would say more black leather type of scent from the house of Rania J. It is Cuir Andalou. I love Rania J's fragrances, and really this is one of my all-time favorite leather fragrances. Still available, still smells incredible. The cap now looks a bit different, and also the sticker as well, but everything else, like the scent itself, smells the same. It has a gasoline quality in here. It has violets in the end. It has a bit of a gasoline quality, woodsy, a bit animalic, but incredibly elegant nonetheless. although and also a bit smoky, a bit incensey, but it's just so elegant. And although dark and animalic and intense, but it's so elegant. It has an elegance into it. And again, it's a proper, realistic black leather, like the material of black leather. Smells exactly like that, with a bit of a gasoline quality into it. Amazing, amazing scent. Rania J's Cuir Andalou. And down to the last two, and actually they are designers, but from their exclusive side of things. This is from the House of Hermès, again, and this one is Cuir d'Ange, one of my all-time favorite leather fragrances. It's so unique. Again, nothing sweet about this fragrance. This is like a salty, dark brown leather and very, very musky. This for me, and I never, I never had and I never smelled any Hermès bag, but I imagine that this is how it smells. Absolutely. And it's so salty and a bit floral. It has a bit of a white floral quality, but very mild and then quite musky. But the leather in here is perfect. It's really something incredibly unique. Nothing, any other fragrance created a leather like this. Fantastic scent. I mean, seriously. And this is my favorite Hermès Essence fragrance, actually. It was my first, and to this day, it's still my favorite from this Hermès Essence collection, Cuir d'Ange. And last, but certainly not least, maybe my favorite leather of this list, from the House of Chanel, Cuir de Russie. Cuir de Russie, and this is the Parfum. Cuir de Russie, I mean, that doesn't need any introduction here. It's the reference of leather. It's not like your typical sweet leather fragrance, which was that type of sweet leather was brought to you by Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford back in 2007. Before that, you had more of this type of classic style floral leather fragrances. But in general, in terms of leather as an accord, as a whole, I mean, this is the reference. Cuir de Russie is the reference in terms of leather perfumes, and smells amazing. I mean, my batch is 5801 or 6. No, 6. It's impossible being 5, I believe. It's 6801. And I have this already for quite some time now. I mean, a couple of years, I would say a couple of years. It's so good. Of course, you have the aldehydes, spicy, a bit of a ylang-ylang in here as well. And I do get a bit of an animalic quality, but overall, this is the most elegant, refined leather fragrance that I have. It's just, it smells, although smells modern, but at the same time smells as of another era. It's brilliant though. It's just brilliant. Of course, the performance, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad, but it's okay. It's in the 6 hours in terms of longevity overall. But overall, this is such an elegant scent, such a refined fragrance. I mean, it's something you wear for yourself. Beautiful scent, beautiful scent. I would still say that my all-time favorite is Pure Distance M. That fragrance itself is quite inspired by also a classic. It's Bel Ami by Hermès. It's quite inspired by that same DNA, but it's done so well, and it's vastly superior to the current Bel Ami. So yes, but this is really up there as well. And from this list, I would say that this is my favorite leather, Chanel's Cuir de Russie. Everyone should try this fragrance once. Guys, let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what are your favorite leather fragrances, what fragrances that I missed. I do really want to add a couple of more leather fragrances like Cuir Garamante by MDC Parfum. And maybe I'm missing another one, but definitely Cuir Garamante by MDC Parfum is a great leather fragrance. Quite complex, not just leather, very complex overall. But let me know, guys, in the comments down below, what are your favorite leathers, what leathers I should explore. If you find value in this video, hit the like button, subscribe, check out all the other fragrance content that I have available, and see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Ciao.